Oh, shut up, you.
Okay. Hello, YouTube.
Hi, Bob. Not Bob and Tom.
And not Tom. Can't forget not Tom.
Ah,
I mean,
I
not
know you-
Bob and not Tom.
not Tom and I got in a bit of a thing.
Oh. So you're just not going to say hi to him? What an ass. I don't know which one of you is an ass, but one of you
You
is.
don't know what thing we got into.
Oh. Juicy
You
stories.
wouldn't say hi. You would not say hi to not Tom as well had you had the experience with not Tom that I have.
Okay. Hi, guys.
So,
Welcome to D&D.
yes. So, last episode, the video did not save, and I lost it. So
Big
the main story, not the one shot that we did last week.
The one shot is important. The main story is give or take. No, I'm kidding.
What happened was we beat the game.
Yeah, we killed the end boss. That's what happened.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
we just skipped levels. What is it, like 6, 7, and 8 on Mario?
Yeah.
Went right
Yeah,
to the
there's
boss.
that time skip jump. Yeah.
So this is the end. Good job, guys. We
Well,
won.
No, you just
Well,
made
just
your finale easier. That's all.
So,
the
okay.
end of Dagmar as we know it.
Shh, spoilers. Anyway, recap time.
Oh yeah, because they didn't know that. Yeah.
Recap time.
Okay.
All right. So, the episode started with we had just incidentally released Shaolin Gengar from the crystal prison that was holding him, and he was like, "I'm gonna do a monologue," and we're like, "Bitch, please!" And then we started attacking him instantly because that's what our characters would do.
Yeah.
We a bunch of basilisks showed up as well. Dion's brother Heracles ran off to fight something that none of us could see for a while.
It was a ghost.
It was a ghost. No, it was just behind a hill, so we couldn't see it. It was out of line of sight. Shaolin Gengar got his ass beat really hard a couple different times. He turned into a giant wolf dragon thing and was going to fly away, and as he moved out of Dion's space, Dion took an attack of opportunity, got a nat 20 and a 5th level smite, and did 109 damage on an attack of opportunity, and it was pretty fucking hot. He had a couple different crits during the game, which was really nice. Ended up doing something like, between all of us, ended up doing something like 300 damage to him.
I think Dion alone did over 300 damage to Shaolin Gengar.
Right? It was pretty gross. But Shaolin Gengar.
Yep, that's the new name. Shaolin Gengar.
He was like, fuck this shit, I'm out, and he started flying away towards another being that was flying towards us. 6, being acrobatic motherfucker, basically run jumped and teleported on top of the giant flying dragon wolf thing that happened to be Shaolin Gengar. And he and Dion continued to beat on him until the Dark Angel showed up and basically teleported them out of there.
The Dangle.
The Dangle showed up and teleported Shaolin Gengar and said Dangle out of there. Which point 6 dropped to the ground, which for someone who can teleport like Nightcrawler was not really a big deal. About that time, back on the main battlefield, we dealt with the basilisks pretty easily. Zil saw who Heracles was fighting, and it was a person in heavy armor who, every time he took damage, he just seemed to shrug it off, and he healed really fast. And he looks up at Zil, and he takes his helmet off, and Zil's like, "Oh shit, this is Dagmar, the original."
Take his helmet off.
Oh no, he was. Yeah, I know he really shouldn't have taken his helmet off. It was the original Dagmar, and he's demanding the immortal sun from Zil. And Zil got a whisper in her ear from Pelor, a terrified or a scared, worried Pelor, telling her that she can't win this fight. and that if she fights, then she's gonna die. Zil takes a moment to stall and says, "You must be Dagmar Thassis." But she says it loud enough with her thaumaturgy that Six hears it, and he just books his ass over there as fast as he can, and immediately takes an attack on Dagmar. Six, would you like to describe this attack for us?
Am I muted? No. Okay.
You're back.
6 using his teleport appears right in front of Dagmar and just swift strike just slices his head clean off.
Critical Vorpal strike.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. And I'm sorry, Dan, that we kind of bullied you.
Yeah, I remember you trying to talk Six out of attacking him when he was approaching. Like, you could tell he was not going to stop.
Yep.
But
Six
was
point
not
of order.
listening to anyone at that point.
Dagmar attempted to mind control Six.
Oh, that's true.
Before that.
And
Six was like, "Lol, we had that removed, bitch."
Yeah.
I don't think
Like,
that's verbatim, but
Dagmar was looking at him like, "Oh, I recognize you. Stop," or something. And Six completely ignored it because
Six was like, "I will never
Polish
listen to a
had that
thing you say
removed.
again."
yeah.
And then
yeah,
promptly
I'll
cut his
never
head
listen to you again, and then chopped his head off.
off. And
Now we won't have to.
right?
Cut
And
him
then
up into tiny pieces.
and
He tried to regrow.
Despite his incredible regenerative powers, we were able to keep him disassembled long enough to empty out a handy haversack and stick part of him that is regrowing into the handy haversack, which can only hold 80 pounds. So once he regrew to 80 pounds, the bag broke and shot him into the astral plane. So Dagmar, the end boss, is naked, unarmored, disarmed, naked and disarmed,
Unarmed is the word.
unarmed, naked and unarmed, floating through the astral sea.
Well, he was disarmed.
Well, he was literally
He's
disarmed
He
naked
was
for a
handed.
while.
disarmed. Now he's unarmed.
Unarmed, yeah.
Yes, his hands are naked. In fact, his whole body is.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
So-
In
just
case you
that
wanted that visual.
he was just a chunk of flesh when we stuck him in the bag. So,
Yep.
so yeah, Six broke a prophecy, and we killed the end boss like 6 levels early.
Vorpal blades strong enough to break it. Wow. Vorpal blades strong enough to break a prophecy.
Wow,
There
that's
we
hard to say.
That was surprisingly difficult to say, yes.
All right, so yeah, and we ended with the bag broke and Dagmar was gone. And I think that's where we decided
Yeah.
it ended.
That was what we
So-
called it.
DM, do I understand what happened? Like,
With
I as
Zil-
a player know what happened.
Zil knows how the bags work, right? Because we talked about that. Like early
think so.
when she was first asking about bags.
I think so.
I think between her and Dion,
We
with her arcane.
haven't discussed it as a party.
Not yet in character.
Correct.
So you might not know, but Zil would know. Or Dion, possibly. Like, one of us would
So,
know.
at the moment where it rips, because this was Six's bag,
Mhm.
when it rips, he opens it really quick and he's like, he's gone, and he's like looking around like, where did he go?
6, it's okay. Don't worry. These bags are... they can only hold so much. And if they hold too much, then the objects are lost. Shot into the astral space. He's
He is-
gone.
But he is alive.
I mean, alive and naked, unarmed, floating in a vast, endless space.
He's effectively in an empty prison that he should have no way of getting out of, ever.
Even extremely
said
powerful
should.
magic. Well, I mean, there's magic that can let you shift from plane to plane, but
He has
He
no way
doesn't
of
have any-
casting.
he has no way of
Yes.
casting. He doesn't have any reagents. He doesn't have any holy symbol.
No catalyst.
No catalyst. He's 6.
If he had any tattoos, they are gone.
It's true.
6.
I say that because some cast with symbols on their bodies.
6 looks at both of you and just, without saying or doing anything, just turns into Dagmar. There are
Zil
other
is
ways
startled.
to cast magic.
Maybe for tricks of that nature, 6, but not to transcend planes.
Yes.
But it is possible.
Well,
It is.
So you're
I believe the
saying
chances
I've
of
got a
this-
chance.
I believe. Who is that guy?
It's possible for him to
No,
come back,
it's-
but he's lost and he has to find a way back. And
I
If-
know that. 6 is
6.
that.
The chances of him being able to come back are infinitesimally small.
DM.
yes,
Can I have him roll persuasion?
Law.
I will happily roll persuasion.
Can he have advantage because I'm helping?
Yeah.
DM.
yes.
When we were talking about different rituals that Zil was learning in her book, you said that I could have scrying. That I got
Does a
scrying.
natural 20 for a 28 do it for you?
Yes, just barely actually. I said the difficulty at 25. I was like, you're
Yeah.
really gonna have to roll high to convince him.
So Zil knows scrying is what I'm getting at here.
6 will, as a
mark?
response to Dion, he will drop the disguise self spell.
I think you
I
know.
appreciate that. You were making poor Heracles twitchy.
Did you ever find a scrying spell and add it to your book?
Well, I said that was one of the things I wanted to do during the week downtime
Oh, that's
at
right.
one of the cities. I don't
Yes.
remember which one.
Yep.
I remember that
That sounds vaguely familiar to me.
D&D Beyond would not let me add it for some reason,
I remember. Yes.
but I do remember saying that I wanted it.
So, yes.
So I would have
Was it
that
not a
and the
class spell? Is that what the issue
Yeah,
was?
it's not
have-
her class.
I have ritual casting. My book, my warlock book, lets me cast
Right.
any ritual spell.
Yeah,
Right.
she would have had to add it like that.
So,
But yeah, I had said that that was something that I was going to do, and I know I took the money out of my thing for it because there's
Yeah.
cost.
right, to a tome lock.
Yeah, I'm a tome lock. So Zil would at that point say, well, I have ways of checking. I can look in on him. I don't think that, unless he has some sort of innate way to block scrying magic, I should be able to see him. Does it work across planes? Let me double check.
No, it does not.
Never mind, I lied. She would not say this because she
Yes.
would know better.
It has to be the same plane of existence as you.
Okay. Then she, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I am. I'm pretty sure he's gone for good, 6. And even if he ever does find a way out, it would not be for.
Dion gives you this look like, shut up right now. Don't say
No.
it. I don't get
Out of no, because she wouldn't say it. That's I paused because I realized it's not something that she would say. No, she would just be like, no, I really genuinely don't think he can come back. 6, you broke a prophecy. And then Zill's face, as she says that, goes into like a much deeper, pure moment of shock. And she just stops talking for a bit.
I've been having visions that,
Oh,
this would go a lot.
let's move back over the obelisk. I realized that we're not on that map.
Oh,
Correct. I've been having visions that I believe related to today, 6, and you shattered those visions.
we've all been having those visions.
You
Zill
turned
says,
around.
looking.
A few of us, yes. You turned around a.
I've had no visions.
I know. You turned around an event that a god saw differently.
Zill is.
As far as
Well,
Zill's
personal
making
power,
an insight check.
no one is perfect.
what I meant was as far as your autonomy, you should feel good about that.
Zill just kind of wanders over and stands.
And I pat him on the shoulder.
I can't select my character.
What is
Oh, do you guys
I'll
need-
let Zill's gonna do something, and I don't want to interrupt that. But what's Heracles doing? Because he's standing right there. Actually, I guess the whole family is surrounding the body at this point because we've been doing the
Yeah.
choppy chops.
I had you guys. I moved you guys back up here because I assume you probably dragged his body up there and did it on a more even ground. Or that's probably where you guys were when the bag ripped.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sure we had someone,
Okay.
at least one person, watching the rest of the pieces of the corpse, though. Like we wouldn't want to.
I'm pretty sure we threw all of them in.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. No.
Like, there wasn't gonna be a chance. We threw every piece in.
Yeah.
Pieces that got cut off of him actually disintegrated. Like they decayed at an exponential
perfect.
rate.
Oh, well then.
Perfect. So when we chopped it down to the little bit that still existed.
Was the
Yeah.
only thing.
Yes.
Nice.
There's his pile of armor. There's a dagger and his greatsword.
A dagger.
All of the things that would get looted, but at this point, RP moment here.
Yeah.
Zilla's gonna kind of like stunned. She's gonna step away and have an existential crisis. About a prophecy being broken. And she's gonna look up at the sky, and I assume it's still cloudy because it hasn't had a chance to disperse.
It is still cloudy, but you notice when you look up, you notice that there is a spot directly above that is shifting differently than the rest. And as you're looking, you see swirling as if something with wings is flapping through the clouds.
Guys, she says and points straight up at it.
As you point, the clouds kind of dissipate in a way, and beams of light come down. Beams of sunlight begin to radiate down to the ground.
Can I see this? Do I see what color wings there are?
You do. There is a bunch of white wings. There is
A bunch.
a set of red wings and a set
Is
of
it a
black
host?
wings.
A set of black wings.
Black wings? Is it the same figure that I saw not 10 feet away from me?
No,
Okay.
it's a different.
Okay.
This one's a female. You've actually seen this figure before, in Haven when you were during the assassination.
Yeah, I vaguely recall one of
The
them had
attempted.
black wings.
As
Or
about
we saran foiled.
as about a dozen angels descend from the clouds.
Zilla's still staring in silence, but she's not staring at the angels. She's staring at the sky above them,
Mhm.
and she's having a quiet internal monologue. Not monologue. She's having an internal discussion with
Dion,
Taylor.
recognizing a couple of them, puts his weapons away. He does keep a hand on Dawn, just,
Mhm.
because she likes it.
While all this is happening,
Six.
Six has walked about over here.
'Kay.
Like on the edge towards the direction that they flew off in.
Mhm.
And he'll look back at Dion really quick. Dion, I have him marked. Shalagengar.
Oh,
Oh, that's right, Hunter Smart.
good.
You
Yes. That's a limited time thing, yes?
It lasts 8 hours, I believe. That's me asking.
So
I believe so.
very limited then.
8 hours, yes.
6, you don't sense him anymore.
Mm.
Oh no! Some sort of
when-
anti-scrying or something.
When he shifted away, the mark's magic vanished, and you couldn't sense where he was at.
Point of order, because this might change it. Doesn't that ability transcend planes?
Does it?
I could be wrong.
It gives me advantage on checks to find him.
Oh, that's all it does?
I think you can sense the direction.
Wisdom or survival.
Does it say anything
No,
about...
That's all it does.
Okay, well then, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. It's that, and it just adds the damage. I thought it told me, like, what direction they were in or something.
So did I. I think we misunderstood.
I think I'm
When we
thinking of
talked about it
something
before.
else.
Hexblade's Curse will do that.
Yeah, there's a few
Oh,
abilities.
maybe... No, I think there's a spell that I think it's Hex that does that.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hexblade's Curse is the Hexblade ability.
Anyway, sorry. So, he can no longer sense him.
He is gone to me.
Oh, shit.
Perhaps he is on another plane as well.
We should talk about that. However, we have visitors.
Yes. The angels all.
Six walks up to this one and shakes her hand.
Does he go for a hug? He should just go for the hug.
She'll-
He doesn't know her, so no.
She'll be like, give you like a like. She'll be like, okay, sure.
Shakes. Lol.
Does his hand melt off with the holy power of
No.
an angle?
But you do feel the radiance.
Like when Zill hugs him.
Do you want me to zoom in on any of the tokens?
I can see him. I've seen the arts before. Lol. Zill is still just standing there staring. Her wings are like super relaxed and like just kind of hanging next to her, like almost laying on the ground, just like she's just staring at the sky, stunned.
Yeah. Aurelia and all the other angels actually have a stunned look on their face as well. And Aurelia will step forward after she lands and be like, we are here to escort you all to safety. And you four, and point at the party and be like, you have been requested for an audience.
What about the 6 of us, though? And I scratch behind Iris's ears.
They obviously
I
will
look
be
at
coming along.
Dion so confused. There's only 4. I don't understand. I point at each of us.
Aurelia will
Well,
be
between... Go ahead.
no. Aurelia will be like, yes, they can come as well.
Excellent.
Technically 7, because I have Eridan.
Yes, Eritan.
And I will have Iris walk. I'm still riding her. I will have Iris, because I just enjoy being mounted. Apparently, at this point, no pun intended. I say because she was raising her eyebrows. I just walk right up to her on Iris.
Okay.
Me, her, or Aurelia, her?
Aurelia.
Okay.
Oh,
your mic went all fuzzy.
Aurelia will also mention there was a dagger on his body, if you would mind bringing that along.
Pick up the greatsword too. I want to check that out.
Does Zill just vine whip that and just whoosh, and grab it?
No. She's
I think basically everything that we
non-reacting.
took off that like wasn't requested, I say we just put it all in a bag and look at it later.
I'm fine with that.
Agreed.
Were you saying that in character?
Yes. No, sorry. Fuck. I haven't played D&D in too long. No, I was saying that as DJ, not as Jorak.
Okay. Well, out of character, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you guys grab the dagger and
But in character, hell no.
you grab
Iris is
the,
In
furious.
character, Jorak, what have you done?
They start fighting.
Yes. Someone grabs the dagger and
To the death.
hands it over.
hands it over to Aurelia.
I assume.
That works.
Dion would if nobody else would.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll slip it into a pouch, and then she'll be like, she'll hold out her hands, beckoning all of you.
Do we?
Does it look like
Right.
she wants a hug?
She
was-
wants you to hold her hands. Is what
Oh,
she's doing.
okay.
Get there too quick, thinking about his lessons with bees.
So do we all have to hold hands?
Yes.
Do we?
We're about to plane shift.
What's your bear's name? Smokey? I'm gonna hold Smokey's hand.
I don't think it is Smokey.
It is
I think
Smokey.
that
Smokey
I
the
think-
bear, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is Smokey. Oh, it's Aurelia, not this one.
did Jorak name it Smokey?
He
Because everyone is forcing him to call it Smokey, and he doesn't
Oh, I
want
thought
to.
he decided on Smokey.
It's the bear
No.
decides.
Oh, the bear said his
Oh,
name was
bear
The
Smokey.
bear
decides.
has a name.
Damn it. I'm sorry, by the way, I misspoke. I should have said the 7 of us.
Okay.
Off topic, I got like a neck gaiter thing to wear, and it has a bear face on it.
Lol.
So, you guys all link hands?
Zil-
Yeah,
We're
I'll
going
get
to
off
hold
of
hands with.
I'll get off Iris and I'll hold one of her paws.
Okay.
And I'll hold
Zil still hasn't reacted.
Aurelia's other hand. Zil.
Oh, and she'll turn and like she's startled.
We're all about to sing a hymn of transportation if you would like to join us.
Oh yeah,
Smirks a little.
Zil has tears in her eyes, but she wipes them away very quickly.
Does
And-
she do that before she turns to face the group?
No, she was startled. She looked over. She realized. She wiped her tears and she walked over.
Noted.
'Kay.
Do Jorak and Six hold hands?
No.
Oh, I thought I was holding the bear.
I didn't mean with each other, but sure. I meant
I'm
with the
next-
group.
I'm next to the bear, whatever the bear was.
Dion, you're not on the
remember
screen.
himself.
Why are you looking at triangles?
Because I was gonna post it in reactions and say, "Does this seem right to you?" But you ruined it. Thanks.
Aurelia will look down at everyone and be like, or look at everyone and be like, we are going to a different location, but my angels here will escort your family and the awakened survivors.
Oh,
back
I would have. Before we leave, I would make sure the rest of the people are not petrified.
Okay,
Obviously.
cool.
Yeah.
Let me do this.
No, I'm just gonna leave these guys petrified.
Are any
There
of
you
them like
go.
missing limbs when they're
I was gonna say, does that include all the
reformed?
shattered people?
We already fixed them.
Um,
Remember,
Didn't some more get shattered again?
only the ones that were
During the
standing.
fight?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think they ever got up to that.
Okay, so there's a few more that are
I'm
awake
looking
now.
for Aurelia. Is that one in there? Oh, I guess that's
Big middle
Aurelia.
one.
Aurelia's right there.
So I'm holding hands with her and Iris.
I'm next to the bear.
Since she implied that we have to hold hands.
Zil will hold Six and Iris.
Iris has just got a paw up for somebody else.
She's sitting pretty.
Zil. But Zil has their 10 wrapped around her neck. I hope that counts.
Yes, that'll be fine. Because it's a familiar.
Hey, Dion asked
mean-
a specific question, got a specific answer, so he made no assumptions.
Yeah.
And she has not corrected him for holding his steed's paw.
Yeah,
I
no,
love it.
he just has to have his hand on her technically, but yeah. Like, he's got his hand on her. So, you just have to form a link.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then
As Dawn is a separate entity, he will also,
Have a hand on her,
he'll wrap that around his and Iris's hand. Like,
like a wedding rope.
I was about to say it and then I stopped because I didn't want to put that imagery out there.
okay.
Lol.
So first, I'm gonna drop everyone here. Let me do this.
If you drop it, we're not going to have control over him.
I copy pasted, so it might. We'll see.
Okay. We'll see.
You guys are at the bottom. Scroll to the very bottom. Can you guys move?
Yeah, I can.
Cool, perfect. Okay, cool.
Oh, can you switch my layer? Or move Iris down, I mean. I did it backwards.
To back. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay. So when you guys arrive, you are in a golden marble palace. A great
Are there
hall.
stained glass windows?
There is stained glass windows. This part does not have the ones you are referring to. But when you arrive, Aurelia will be like, you three, or you five, go on ahead. At the end of the hall, there is a table laid out with a buffet. I need to have a private word with Zill, and then we will join you shortly.
I look at Zill, making sure she's good first.
Zill nods.
And then I ride Iris up to the buffet.
Okay. Yeah. You guys can go ahead and move your tokens up there. I'm just going to pull everyone over to the other map. No one else dropped tokens.
What?
There's another map that Zill is going to.
Oh.
I was confused with the no one else dropped tokens bit.
Yes. No one else dropped tokens on the new map that we're going to.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to do Zill and Aurelia's thing first. And
That's
then
the fanciest buffet.
I know.
Lots of greens.
Is this
Lettuce.
Whispers or public?
Nothing but lettuce.
I'll just do it in public.
Okay. But it's obviously not character knowledge.
Yes.
God damn it, Victor.
Look, it's Victor. How did I know that was
How
going to
did Victor
happen?
get here?
Okay. So Zill, Aurelia will turn and escort you out of the hall, and out of this great hall.
Does Zill know
into-
where we are intuitively?
I think she knows.
Okay.
Um,
I assume she recognizes this
What?
is a thing.
That was definitely not old Buck.
So you okay. So Aurelia leads you down a hall, passing a multitude of gorgeous stained glass windows that appear to be a story of a couple as they grow closer over many years. A blonde elf, or two blonde elves. As you reach the corner, there is a archway. And through the archway, you see a green garden. As Aurelia steps forward into the archway, she will pull out the dagger and hand it to you.
I will look at it.
She'll be like, "You'll need this." And then she'll be, "The Dawnfather awaits, young one." And she'll motion for you to step into the garden.
Zill will stand there quietly for a moment. Thank you for all of your help and your guidance.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
She'll place a hand on your shoulder and be like, "You should be proud." So, Zill, when you start to
Yes?
walk into the garden, with your true sight, you don't see Paylor as you have in visions
My
before,
visions.
the golden, glowing entity that he is. You see him as a blonde elf that you recognize
From visions that I've had.
from visions that you've had. And
I'm
from
gonna.
a picture that's drawn in your sketchbook.
So. Okay. Zill pauses and just kind of like, once she gets within range, and she just kind of stands there and she kind of just stares at him and blinks. Still in an existential crisis mode that she was a few minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
Um.
He glances back at you, and you see a smile creep across his face. And he holds out a hand to beckon you forward. And then go ahead. Sorry.
She just kind of on autopilot walks forward and stands next to him and just is staring at him, literally in the presence of her god,
Mm-hmm.
in shock.
Yep.
About other things.
So he'll take her hand, and then he'll glance up at this tree before him. White, marbly bark, and golden leaves that burn with a brilliant, radiant light. It's the only one of its kind in the entire garden. And he goes, this tree I planted nearly 20 years ago, when I took my first steps towards my destiny. I accepted it, knowing that one day my daughter would take my place. I decided to tend this tree in hopes I could leave a piece of myself for her after my death. A place for her to come and remember me. He pauses and places a hand on the tree. Never once did I think that her and her companions would break the very prophecy that bound me to die at Dagmar's hand.
Zill looks at the tree. It's a rowan tree, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, what? You happen to have a willow tree nearby too? Zill is a little just.
He'll smirk and be like, his hand is left on the tree, and his hand will glow, and you'll watch as the tree splits open.
Oh.
Opening an interior space. He's like, I believe Aurelia gave you that magical dagger.
Oh, yeah. And she holds it up. She's kind of been holding it awkwardly this whole time.
He'll be like, if you would allow me, I wish to hide it away from mortal hands.
At this point, can Zill take a moment to actually inspect the dagger? What does it look like?
It is, it's a strange dagger. It doesn't seem sharp. It's almost like it's carved out of stone, obsidian, but it's jagged. It's not smooth. It almost doesn't even look like it's a practical weapon.
Zill nods.
But it's black. You feel
black?
You feel like it sucks in all the light around it.
Zill nods. And she'll step forward and she'll put the dagger in the open space that he created.
Okay. Okay. When she pulls her hand back after letting the dagger go, he'll be like, he'll sigh, and the tree will close around it. And the seam will vanish. that dagger is the only thing that can kill a god, besides another god.
How did he get it?
I do not know. I just know that Ao decided he had a destiny to fulfill in the future. And
Ayo.
Ao is the god of gods. He is the all-powerful. He does not normally interfere directly with mortals. He only interacts with us gods, but he does not tell us any of his plans. Yep. Ao.
Did I call it? Huh. You'll have to pardon me. I'm at a loss. I had no idea that a prophecy could be broken.
Neither did I.
She glances and looks at the tree again. She just starts crying. One second, I can't. Sorry, my actual throat is a little
He'll gauge how you're feeling, and if she's crying, he'll attempt to give her a hug.
Yeah, she will absolutely take it. She is overwhelmed. Very much overwhelmed, and would very much appreciate a hug right now. Yeah, that's the thing. Yep.
Out of the corner of your eye, you glance back and you see that Aurelia has actually turned around and is not looking.
That's probably a good thing.
6, get out of there.
6, you're in the wrong room. Okay, after a moment, she'll pull back. This whole time, I don't. Well,
he'll
Hi.
be like, hello. It was your destiny to take my place, but you have broken the very prophecy that sentenced me to death.
So am I supposed to call you Dad now? Is that...
If you wish.
Zill takes a moment. Oh, go ahead.
He'll be like, I was always there in spirit, but I was not there in body.
Zill takes a moment and thinks back on her entire childhood and how whenever she would be upset or lonely, how she would pray and he would be there for her, and she realizes that it was obvious and well, this is going to take some getting used to. Oh my god. That's is that the secret that Dion had to keep from me? Did he know?
He did learn at one point, but he has since forgotten.
I'm impressed he was able to keep that a secret at all. I wonder if he wants those memories back. Anyway, I don't know what to say. And she's just gonna hug him. She's
Okay.
gonna...
And he will give her the biggest bear hug.
Yep. Yeah, she doesn't really know what to say, and I, as a player, don't really know what to say. Also, yeah.
Yep.
Dion, and you're forgetting things. Lol. Yeah, she doesn't know what to say, so she's gonna be awkwardly quiet unless he says something.
I suppose now that that has been dealt with, we should return to your companions. We wouldn't want to leave them in the company of your mother for too long.
Mother? She's here. What? I just... you didn't hear him. I said, "What does that imply?" I just thought it was really funny.
I assume she's probably teasing your half-orc friend.
Oh.
Oh, she's racist. Got it.
Yeah, I would... Well, I just met my father. Perhaps it's time to go meet my mother. And she just kind of like turns and starts walking, and it's just like...
You'll see the biggest smile on his face when you say that, and then he'll follow you out.
Guys, turns out I'm a demigod. Thing, apparently.
Okay. Hey, so...
I am surprised.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm just gonna drop Paylor up here.
Whoop.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Zill's on her way up.
Okay. So I gave you guys spots at the table there across. You can sit next to him if you want. We're not gonna have Paylor and Zill be here just yet. I want to do a little bit with these guys before you guys get back.
Okay.
You guys were gone for a little bit.
I, IRL, am gonna be RB then.
Okay. Sounds good.
I just put Iris at the head of the table so that she can just,
Cool.
yeah, because it's so wide.
Like Kirby. Like she would just suck it down the length of the table. And
There we go. I go over to the other end and I ask Jorak to lift it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aurelia and Zill just departed out of the Great Hall, and you guys were mentioned that there's a banquet set at the end of the hall.
Did they teleport, or did they just leave the room?
They just walked out of the room.
Okay.
And so I assume you guys walk all the way down to the table. Jorak, you recognize both the figures sitting at the table. The other two recognize one of them.
Important question real quick.
Yes.
Do Iris and Smokey's forms change?
This is a celestial plane, so I don't know. I don't know if they would be their true selves, whatever they were before. I don't know how that works officially.
I mean, you're the god.
Yeah.
You're the AO or whatever.
Yeah. They can have more of a ethereal, spiritual look to them.
Okay.
Mine just looks like a polar bear.
Glowing radiant light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To fill you in, I was asking if our
I'm back.
familiars, our steeds, look different, given that mine's celestial. I don't know what his is.
His
Anyway,
is a fiend, I'm sure.
so I recognize one of these.
Yes. When you guys get to about here at the foot of the stairs, a blonde female will look up and be like, "Oh, hey, War Stories. How's it going?"
Dion will just Dion's just gonna
Jorak
be
going?
chuckling.
Is Jorak leaving?
I think she embarrassed the shit out of him.
And Melora's...
Just
Are-
trying to think what to say.
Jorak,
What?
you also recognize Melora sitting at the table.
You have to shake her.
So I think that I'm just sort of taken aback, and like the war stories thing doesn't even register.
You're taken aback by Melora?
Laura just sitting at the table.
Okay. So all three of you recognize Widget except for Jorak, who's focused on Melora. But Widget's sitting at the table.
Jorak, are you not going to respond to her?
This time she has elven ears. And but otherwise she just looks more elven than she did before, but it's very much the same person.
Jorak. War stories?
Melora will glance
Oh.
at Jorak and be like, "Are you going to acknowledge?"
Sorry, I was a little distracted. Good afternoon, good evening. I'm not sure exactly what time of day it is.
Well, here it's always noon.
Jorak thinks to himself, "That's incredibly annoying." And then,
It's high noon.
it's fucking sun is always high, and Jorak is not going to say anything. It says, "Well, in that case, good afternoon." To Widget.
So you guys have no idea what's going on and why Widget's here, but Melora's sitting there.
Dion's questioning it internally, but
Yes.
it's not.
Six doesn't know who she is, right?
You know Widget. You met Widget in Vilforge.
No, I met Melora.
Oh, Melora. Yeah, no, you don't know.
I wouldn't just look at her and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yep, that's Melora."
She looks very similar to one of the angels that took away Milo when you guys first found his body. So I think you could intuit that she's at least an angel of Melora. Because she would have wings. She has wings and everything that are like green and viney and leafy.
I think I say to Melora, I'm like, I'm sort of like trying to get like a vibe from her, like as I'm like approaching the table.
She's just sitting there eating.
I'm like, do I need to bow? How does this work exactly?
Ha! I'm not the only one to have an awkward interaction with their deity.
Speaking of which, what kind of food is on the table?
Basically,
Is this like
there's a whole set, like a whole variety of foods of all different kinds. And it seems to like shift as time goes, and different foods appear and other foods disappear. It's cool.
what I'm picturing is the fantasy dinner in Hook.
I'm trying to remember that.
There's lots of rainbow-colored yogurt everywhere.
Oh,
Food fight scene.
yes, I remember that now. Okay, where they're pretending to eat and then they end up getting actual food.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, but you can actually the food is visible, and it's there
never
for a little while, and then a plate will shift, and it'll be something else. So like
Hogwarts style.
Yeah,
yes,
I was just gonna say Harry Potter style.
So
yes,
there's
that's actually perfect.
Thousands of elf slaves in the basement.
No, half-orc slaves.
Or this is just
Wow. He's right there.
Dion is rubbing off on Zill.
Zill's not there.
I missed it anyway.
So, okay.
I was
She
trying
said a
to find
racist
good
half
things.
orc thing. Don't worry. It was right
Oh,
up your
okay.
alley.
That's exit only.
Oh, you said you liked him,
Anyway.
don't you?
Roleplay time.
Yeah. So, do you say anything to Melora?
I said, do I need to bow, or how does
Oh,
this
you
work exactly?
you said that.
Yes.
You may bow if you wish, but I was invited here, and me and Paylor summoned you guys for an audience. If you wish to bow, you may. If not, then sit down and enjoy the buffet until our gracious host arrives.
I think Jorak has never, like... I mean, he's only had, like, a deity for, like... How long has this
6
all
months?
been going on? Like, 6 months now? So he's, like, very new to...
Yeah.
The whole, like, deity thing. I think he's just gonna, like, sit down and start eating.
Oh, a point of order. Dion would have given a significant look to his father before they left. Just to
Yeah, just like rub it in.
Because I didn't think of it then, but he definitely would. Not necessarily a rub it in, but more of a like, what do you think of me now? And then he leaves with an angel.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
So it was someone else is going to ask. Forgive me, but are you the same widget that we met before? You seem a little different.
I am. This is my true form. I was forced to disguise myself before.
Oh?
Due to prophecies and things, which she'll glance over at 6 that your friend over there
Dan has a face journey.
has kind of made a moot point.
Good job, 6. You made a moot.
What is a moot?
It's when you take something and nullify its very existence. A meaning.
To kill it.
Sure. In this
What I was
context, that's
designed to
appropriate.
do. That was
Widget's
my purpose.
like, I'm very thankful that you saved my husband and prevented catastrophe. But it's hard for me to wrap my head around because I've spent the last 20 years of my life preparing for this prophecy to have it shattered in a mere instant.
Oh, do you want us to take it back?
She'll be like,
Dion says with a wry smile.
she'll glance over you and be like, no, this can just be a war story that you tell to your children. And she'll glance over at Jorak.
Jorak, do you have children?
Shit, I was muted. When she makes that crack before, like, she looked over at me, I have a mouthful of food and I'm like...
Sorry, what?
That's exactly what I did. Like, everybody pile it on. Make fun of Jorak.
Yep.
So y'all don't know what y'all weren't there about who her husband is. Throwing that out there.
Yep. No, you guys have no idea.
Oh, yeah. In character? No idea.
We saved your husband?
Yes, my husband. He'll be joining us shortly.
Who is your husband?
Well, one of his names is Rowan.
Is what?
Rowan.
Do I know that name?
You've
That's
heard.
the same name as
You've
Zill's
heard.
father.
Yes, that is.
Dion stops saying
You-
father halfway through.
You could not see, but it was beautiful face work on this end of this camera. It was fucking great.
You mean
Insight
from,
check. Does she look like Zill?
She looks very much like Zill.
You mean we saved him from Dagmar?
Dion gets quiet and very, like, prim and proper. All of a sudden, he sits up straight, and he doesn't say anything else for a minute.
She'll smirk. she'll be like, yes, you saved him from Dagmar. It was in the prophecy that you destroyed that my husband was bound to die by Dagmar's hand. And then she'll glance over at Dion and be like, you can
He's still
relax.
silent.
You can relax. I've seen you in your relaxed state. We've already had dinner.
Dion winces a little bit at that. He's like, oh, God.
So 6 knowing
How
exactly
much have
what
you seen? No, never mind. I don't. And he just shoves some food in his mouth.
6 knowing exactly what Dagmar's only goal was. He's pieced it together
Yep.
and just he looks at Dion and doesn't say anything.
Dion's got like chipmunk face right now, and he looks back at 6, and he doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Sure, just sort of like it has to, like looks down the table. He's got like a leaf from like a leafy salad like hanging out of his mouth. He's like looking down, like what? What? And then just
Did
goes back
Shorak
to
not
eating.
figure it out?
No, I has no idea.
Beautiful.
Okay, so Zill, this is about the time that you would be returning. And you're just walking. So Paylor would actually drop his radiant guise and he would walk in as the elf. He'll be coming up from this side down here with Zill.
I had to scroll down. I couldn't see the sail.
No worries.
This is kind of the shift of Dion's demeanor.
Yep.
Beautiful.
What is that from? I recognize it.
That's the original Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Okay.
Because Raiden was played by a white guy.
Oh god.
To be fair, the character is often kind of portrayed that way anyway in the games.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to
Yeah,
get into
but
that.
he's based on an Asian deity. Yeah.
Right, but we're not going to get into that.
Nope.
So okay. So as you're walking up, Zill, he'll put a hand on your shoulder and be like, you may sit by your boyfriend if you like, or you can come sit by me.
Zill's face goes bright red, but she doesn't say anything.
Does she look at Dion?
She absolutely looks at Dion, and her face is just bright red.
That's what she sees.
Beast from Beauty and the Beast, or the squirrel?
The squirrel.
I
I mean, not literally, but his cheeks are super full, as if he wants any excuse to not have to talk right now.
Paylor will smirk and be like, see, I see your mom's already teasing them.
Now Zill's eyes look
Clan-
at Widget.
Yep. Who looks very elven.
Zill is walking on autopilot, but is just gonna like, this is definitely not how I expected today to turn out.
It is definitely not how I expected it to turn out either. I was expecting to come down and rescue you. Not you rescue me.
Well, that was 6. You can give him the credit for that one. And I assume they're walking and
Paler-
talking.
Yep. Paler will walk up to 6 and be like, 6, and he'll hold out his hand to shake your hand.
He'll shake it.
And he'll
And
be
your
like,
name?
huh?
And your name?
My name is Rowan, but you may also know me as Paylor.
Crack chokes
You may
on
call me-
whatever he's eating.
You may call me 6.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you, 6. And Paylor will actually just pull him into a hug.
Aww. Zil sits down next to Dion and just cannot make eye contact with him.
6 is confused as to why this person is hugging him,
And he'll be like, thank
but
you
he
for...
will hug him back.
He'll say to you when he's giving you a hug, he's like, I just want to thank you greatly for breaking the prophecy that was going to end my life.
You are welcome.
And he will let 6 go.
I was just trying to destroy the man who ruined my life.
Paler will sigh. And then he'll be like, there's some things we all need to talk about. Let's enjoy some food. And let's enjoy some food and talk. And then he will head around the table and sit down next to Widget. And as he walks up, he'll place his hand on her shoulder and kind of just give her a peck on the cheek. And then sit down.
Zil is just staring at Widget.
And she'll be like... She'll glance over at you all. She'll be like, and I apologize for having to deceive you all when we met last.
Sorry, Deanna's laughing at a gif.
Yeah. And she'll be like, I did not wish to hide my identity and who I was from you guys, but the prophecy mandated it. You weren't allowed to know who me or your father was until today, actually.
Are you not Widget? Is that not?
I'm Widget, but
Her name is Willow.
she'll nod.
Shrek, I'd like you to meet my parents.
Almost
She said-
vomits, but like doesn't.
Like the worst spit take ever.
Mm-hmm. Like doesn't puke, but like it like comes up and like, and then just like forces it back down,
Oh, can we stop talking about it?
and then just shakes hands with Pelor and the woman he flirted with like 3 months ago. And is so fucking just terrified right now.
In front of
like,
its own
like
god.
painfully like avoiding eye contact.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. Did I take Greater Restoration? Don't think I did. I did not. Never mind.
As you guys are eating, you guys feel yourselves rejuvenating. It's
Hmm.
almost like it's magical.
Oh no, it's like a hero's feast or something.
I know. But like
I was wondering if that's what it was.
but like divine Palor in his own palace.
It's like you cast it at a 9th level.
It's like more like a 12th level. Technically, if we're getting down to it.
Yeah, I have a question about Heroes Feast. Does that count as a greater restoration?
Why are you wanting restoration?
I'm curious if greater restoration it counteracts a specific spell. I don't think it does. I'm pulling it up.
This one would not unless
Okay.
Palor would not do that to Dion unless
Okay.
he knew he wanted it.
Okay. Actually, at that, Zill would quiet aside to Dion, not necessarily loud for everybody. Dion, do you remember the conversation that we had a little while ago about why did you do this to me?
GIF. Dion's just
He doesn't want to put his foot in his mouth, so he's just putting the food in it.
There you go. This is a little convoluted. Do you remember me telling you that you told me that you knew a secret about me?
DM, do I remember that?
Yes. Yeah, she did that.
It was
after
the
everything.
moment she realized what you did.
It was
So
on...
you're asking if I remember you telling me that I had a secret for you? The secret that I didn't remember?
Yes.
You're asking if I remember the conversation about not remembering it?
Yes.
Girl.
I'm fairly certain that I know the secret that you knew.
It's irrelevant GIF.
That
Palor will give a nod, like acknowledging.
Did you want your memories returned? Oh no, it didn't GIF. Oh, there it is.
I assume there's beverages, so Dion.
Oh yeah.
Just, he's chugging and holding up a finger.
So it looks like water, but as you drink it, it just randomly changes into whatever you were craving. And even if it shifts flavors in the middle of drinking, because you decided you wanted something else mentally.
Okay.
Gross. I love it.
Dion has.
Milked orange juice.
Dion suddenly is basically drinking basically a big old frothy Guinness.
Yeah.
And,
you're like it looks like water though.
That's disconcerting. Yes, I remember the conversation.
I'm pretty certain that if you wanted to remember, the
Is there a
glances at
reason I
Baylor.
forgot?
I believe you chose to.
Then I probably had a reason for it.
Oh, I know the reason. You chose not to tell me because you chose to forget so that you didn't have to keep it a secret from me.
Right. So, since I'm trying to keep a secret from you, I should. If there was a reason that I needed to, then I should probably continue to do so.
I know what the secret was, she says, glancing at Baylor.
And he'll acknowledge and be like, she has discovered it today.
I'm pretty certain that you found out that and she struggles to say it. She's got the I can't believe I'm saying this face. I'm pretty sure that you figured out or found out that Halor is my father before I did.
Why would I not tell you that?
Because you were specifically asked not to.
That seems silly.
Zill glances at Dad.
Dion
He'll-
realizing what he just said, puts food in his mouth again.
He'll sigh and be like, "It was a moment of lapse in my own judgment, Dion. I was worried that you were going to abandon Zul. And knowing how much she cared about you and how much you cared about her, and
Zill's blushing.
I had to do something, and I revealed information that you weren't ready for." And then Melora will be, and then my head priest removed those memories upon your request while you were in Archipelago.
Zill leans over. I believe
Well,
she means Tham.
She'll acknowledge.
Jorak gasps. He doesn't actually. I'm just kidding.
Enough with the gifts. Pay attention to the game.
I am. These are my reactions to the active moment.
Okay. Basically, what I'm saying
Sure.
is, you want your memories back?
Mm-hmm.
He nods. You guys can't see it.
Okay. Palor will wave his hand and radiant light will cascade down on Dion, and you'll have a flood of memories come back, filling in these weird gaps and spaces that didn't make sense fully.
Don't take in a bunch of memories while you're swallowing. He just
Still just quietly goes back to eating very awkwardly. And she drinks the best cherry cider wine.
Which reminds me, how's my sister doing?
Zoe?
No.
Your niece.
Sorry.
Are you asking who?
Palor.
Palor. Oh, your niece?
No.
No, the one who
His
was with him
sister.
when I was in the
Oh.
Celestial King
Oh,
before.
Arania.
Mm-hmm.
Arania is doing fine. She is unable to visit this evening, but she does send her regards.
I feel like I've got several feet in my mouth, by the way. Does anyone else have had that sensation before? He looks around the table, mostly at Jorak.
Every time something new has happened, Jorak like chokes or like spits up some of his drink, or like anytime new information comes out that is just shocking to him, he has like reacted like a cartoon almost.
Willow will lean forward and be like, are you feeling that way because you might have thought I was attractive and didn't realize I was your girlfriend's mother?
Wait,
who's she talking
No,
to?
to Dion.
to Dion, I assume.
Because you said...
Because Jorak is the one that was flirting with her.
Yeah. Oh,
Jorak is staring at his plate, not looking. I mean, he is looking straight down.
and then she'll look over. She'll look over at Jorak and be like, "That's right, War Stories. I'm Zill's mother."
Dion takes another drink.
I look up. I sort of like put like a hand to like the side of my mouth, and I look at Melora, and I just mouth the words,
I would.
I could not
Do you-
hear you.
"Help me."
Help
I
me.
mouth and whisper the words super quietly, "Help me," while looking straight at Melora.
And Dion telepathically asks Iris how you're supposed to tell your very important other's mother that you don't find her attractive without insulting her or being awkward and weird.
You could probably tell she was just messing with you.
Nope. Dion is too anxious in this moment
Okay.
to be insightful.
I guess
Zil
that makes-
would roll her eyes.
Paler will reach over and be like, "Okay, Willow, you can stop teasing them."
Six is just watching this whole interaction. Like, people are so fucking weird. Like, he has no idea what's going on. Like, why everyone's acting like crazy.
I love it. This is hilarious. Everything I hoped for.
Yep.
So the prophecy was that you were going to die today.
Oh, not today.
Okay.
The prophecy was that I was going to die on the solstice.
Oh.
But my death was what was going to seal the breach. With all three of the keys, he'll be like, "Okay, let me... prophecy is broken. Let me start from the beginning, and I will explain it."
That would be lovely.
So,
All right.
about 4,036
And Jorek's cup is now liquor as well.
4,036 years ago, a mortal wizard killed a god.
Zil remembers the dagger.
She created a spell that literally ripped the world apart to do so. She bound death in a mortal body. He will not call him Death. He will call him... Where did his name go?
That's a strange name.
Sorry.
Lol.
Let me find his name. I had it typed up, and I started writing up a new sheet after you guys...
Your entire story.
Yeah. Just chopped its head off.
What are you talking about?
Literally.
6, you saved my father's life. I will never be able to repay you.
Is that in character?
No. Not yet. She
Um,
might go there eventually, but not in the middle of Dad's exposition. Also, surprise, guys. Totally surprised.
I don't remember where it
You can just
was.
call him the God of Death.
Yeah, we'll just call him God of Death. I had a name for him, but that's okay. I can't find it.
It's Jarok, I believe.
Forkin.
Forkin, holy fork.
Oh
Oh my forkin god.
He was killed by mortal hands while he was bound in mortal form, and the spell ripped apart the world, destroying most of the continent of Pelora and creating the floating sea.
Well, nobody likes a floater. Yeah, I did not say that.
It also
Whoa.
damaged the gate that held the world in balance. And ever since, it has slowly been eroding away.
Zil nods. As she has, literally seen it.
Recently, it has begun to accelerate. There is about 4 months until the damage is so far gone that the world will tear itself apart.
Oh, good. We have 4 months to save the world.
Your best bet to save it is actually on the solstice in just over 2 months.
Zil blinks, realizing that her birthday is in 2 months. And then bypasses the thought.
But originally, the prophecy was that on the solstice, after you collected the 2 keys, and when we went to retrieve the 3rd from Dagmar, who he stole from you, today of all days.
Zil puts her hand on the immortal sun under the table.
The 3 keys were going to be used to heal the breach. And this was also going to be the process that, as my superior god Ao demanded, a god of death must die, so shall a god of life.
So wait.
To restore the balance.
Are you saying that... But then... How are we supposed to close the gate if... I cannot close the gate if it means killing you.
No. There is another way. But I was just following the path laid before me by Ao. Because if I disobeyed, he would strip me of my power and I would no longer be the god of light and life.
Zil nods. For the most fleeting of seconds, Zil has a mental image of that knife. And is curious, but doesn't say anything. 1 moment, and then it's gone.
Yep. But there is another way. You now have 2 of the 3 keys required to repair the gate. You guys, we must locate the 3rd. But I do not know where it lies.
Do you have any clues, hints, anything?
I do know that Dagmar had it at one point.
Oh,
But-
lovely.
Insight check.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to insight check the god
Yes.
that invited us to dinner.
Yeah, no. He's telling the truth. As far as you can tell.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean.
You're muted.
You're muted. He says it's fine. Perfect.
Um,
He didn't. He changed his mind.
It was mostly a joke inside anyway.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Paylor will glance around and be like, many years ago when Dagmar failed his mission, I was instructed to cut him off. And I was no longer allowed to interfere with anything to do with him. That included my gaze watching what he was doing, because I was told he had a bigger part to play in the future to come.
Zill is grumpy about that, but doesn't say anything.
I have thoughts that maybe he kept a journal or some notes about what he did in his fortress. I believe Six knows where that is.
Oh. Zill looks at 6.
Six, you do know where that is.
Yes.
After our banquet this evening, I will return you to the mortal plane, just west of the entrance. And Six can lead you the remainder of the way in search of information. But when you find this final key, I request that you bring it to the Zenith along with the other two, and we will repair the damage.
What's other two?
Well,
I thought we only had one.
Zill will take the immortal sun. It's still in its little carrying case.
Mhm.
She'll set it on the table. I believe this is the second one he's talking about.
What's the other one?
Jorek has it, I believe. Gifted by Tham. You're muted.
Just like toss it, like grab it and sort of like toss it around in my hands.
Oh yes, the secret we're not allowed to know anything about.
Melora will be like, you are allowed to tell him about that. You just... The prophecy's broken now.
So we have just over 2 months to find the third key to saving the world, yes?
He'll nod. It can be done after. It will just have more likely success on the solstice when my power is at its peak.
Still nods.
Because we are not doing it at its intended path.
Intended what?
We're not following the intended path. Now that Dagmar is no longer a threat to kill me.
Do you think Ao is going to be mad that we removed him from the equation?
Ao controls the gods. If mortals find a way to alter his plans, he cares not. If I was to alter his plans, I would be stripped of my power and cast down to the mortal plane.
Zill freezes in place for a second and just kind of stares off into space, having just realized something.
What was that?
Oh, she just realized the implications of her father being a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're half liable for breaking the plan. So
right, I don't know. She just realized that she's technically a demigod, and nope, she's
Hence divine soul sorcerer.
I mean that. Yep. She's broken. She is 404 for the rest of the night.
I mean, Dion's kind of in the same boat. He's except in a very different way.
Anyway, onward
He's
with this.
sitting here, not only meeting both of Zill's parents for the second time, but realizing that these are her parents for the first time, and that her dad's a full-blown god. Not only a god, but the one that he
Has worshipped his whole life, most of his life.
and that he said some awkward, if not embarrassing things, and he is just, and how much his god has watched him, and he's just filling his face full of food.
Fuck.
To basically realize that his girlfriend's dad has essentially a nanny cam on him at all times.
Oh my god.
Um,
Oh my god.
Yeah. He's shoving his face full of food and just like hoping that
Hoping that this night ends.
hoping to go into a food coma or something.
Yep. So Zill is aired out.
How's Six doing?
Hey Shark, how you doing too?
Six is just standing there watching all this.
You're not even sitting at the table.
No.
Is he like
Making eye
prodding any of
contact.
the food?
Huh? No, he's just standing behind the chair.
I'm just not eating. I'm just like not making eye contact with
Important
anyone.
question. What color are Six's eyes right now?
Green.
Purple. Oh, green.
Purple. Who has purple eyes?
That's the new one.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
okay. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about this evening? Before,
I mean,
or are you guys like, we're just like, oh man.
I'm not saying I want this RP to be over at all. All I'm saying is that Dion is freaking out internally and has no idea what to say.
Okay.
Zill is physically and emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
And magically exhausted. She is not even technically taking a short rest at this point. That's how fucking wired she is right now.
You get a long rest because you're eating. That's the magic of the meal. But
She is fine, but still.
yes. Yes. Your emotions.
Yes. And the rest of them that we were fighting with, the Xenos family and the others, are they all able to make it back to town tonight?
He'll glance down and be like, they've already made it back to Haven. With all the survivors who you unpetrified.
Good. Good. Okay.
Dion realizes all of the implications of what being frozen for 4,000 years of
Yeah.
technological and social evolution has
Yeah.
happened.
So they might need a little emotional rehab.
And also the fact that they're
They're
all...
like six.
The fact that they're what?
Yeah.
They're out of time and
Of
Yeah.
course, they weren't like basically a.
They're all basically temporal refugees.
yep.
Yeah.
Yar.
Captain America.
Captain what?
Captain America.
Oh, yeah. They have Captain America syndrome.
I understood that reference.
I understood
Thank
that.
you.
That guy's playing
Hey.
Gallagher.
Hold on. I have the perfect laugh for this.
Oh man. Okay.
Fucking duck. All right, yeah, Zill is done for the night.
Okay.
Zill just idle chat, but nothing important.
Yeah,
for the
Dion's
rest
kind of
the night.
broken. IRL, I have to use the restroom. real quick, too.
Yes, I was gonna say let's take a break because I do too as well.
Let's take a break.
A quick little break. Okay.
Are you pausing the recording?
I'll pause audio.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, we're back.
Woo!
Thank
Okay.
you for the break.
Oh yeah, it was needed.
Yeah, it was needed. I had to feed my dog.
You and that damn dog. What does it do? Eat
That GIF is
like
great.
every day? It's a really funny gif. I like it.
Because it's so innocent and it's just a joke.
Right.
But he's so intent about it. Okay.
My nephew flips me off on FaceTime all the time. It's annoying.
Lol.
My sister
So
loves it.
after everyone's about done
Probably
eating,
Tell him to.
they will say, "Let's go for a walk." And
Okay.
you guys will get the grand tour of the stained glass window hallways. Dion,
Zorak.
you've seen them before.
Zorak will give himself 5 points from lay on hands to cure himself of his drunkenness.
Okay.
Because they said, like, we're going to take a walk. I'm like, oh god, I don't know if I can. And then heals himself with lay on hands for 5
Are
points.
your legs jelly or something right now?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the exact description of the...
Oh man.
Okay.
Because he said the drink turns into whatever you want.
Looks
Yeah.
like water.
You got shit.
And
Whatever
hard liquor.
whatever you're craving at that moment, and then if your craving changes, it changes. It's like attuned with what you want, basically.
So you've been chugging moonshine. Got it.
So
It's like
six
some
dumps out
orcish
a
hard
cup-
liquor that
six
doesn't have
dumps
a
out
name.
a cup of dead Dagmar.
Okay.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
oh.
I bring the cup with me on the walk,
Kidding.
though,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay. Okay. So you guys step out into the hall, and you'll just take a stroll through. I'm going to describe the whole hallway, and then we'll do the talk that happens after.
Okay.
So there's multiple hallways with multiple stained glass windows. The first window is of two people sitting across the table from each other. You now recognize these people as Rowan and Willow. Everyone. And they're sitting across the table from each other, and they just appear to be in friendly conversation. They both have drinks, and then along the bottom there's a date. 3222 or 32,022 AA. So 113 years ago. Oh, it's actually 113 years. I think that's math right. I don't know. It's somewhere in there. It's like about 820 years. The continuous of windows along this window is essentially the same scene, but every window, the elves get closer. Eventually, they're holding hands. At some point, their foreheads are touching, and then, and you get the assumption that this is the story of Willow and Rowan falling in love.
After the foreheads touching one, Dion doesn't look at the next one. Just in case.
You've seen these before, so you actually recall all of them.
No, I'm just playing.
Then the hallway turns. This is where you, Zil, originally had split off with
dark turn.
And gone into the garden. You do see the archway still there and that golden white tree. Everybody can see the tree as you walk by.
Is Jorak filled with jealousy when he's looking at these stained glass story of Palor falling in love with Widget?
She was hot. I didn't want to marry her.
Gotcha. She was the F in MFK.
Yeah.
I just watched her go from being completely confused to getting it. It was good.
Good.
Okay, I was thinking you meant MILF for a second, because that's also a thing.
Yes, MFK means MILF.
Shut up. I know what it means.
Not on stream.
Okay. You turn down the second hallway. This window shows the same two elves, and they're holding each other in tight embrace. The woman is with child. It shows a long journey over land and sea.
Dion pokes Zill, the baby.
Um,
I get to see your baby pictures.
the next window shows the zenith towering over the countryside, glowing like a beacon. And then next is the two elves arriving in front of the zenith. You come to another corner, and you turn. Yes, Jorak, that will happen.
I was just making sure. I didn't know if that was something you planned or not.
That's going to happen in this hallway walk. I'm just describing the hallway first. Okay.
Fair enough.
You turn. Yeah, the third hallway. The windows show a celebration and preparations for the birth of the child. There's 13 windows down this hall, and the gates along all the windows just progressively get closer and closer to current date. Okay. This window shows the dates along. The consistent theme of the windows is the two elves holding hands, the strawberry blonde, and the male elf with a halo of light. Then you come to a fourth hallway, and the first window shows the mother laying on a bed and the father standing next to her. The next window is a crystal sun on top of the zenith, glowing brighter than ever. The third window shows a happy parents holding a small glowing bundle of light. And the fourth window shows...
And pokes Zill again.
The fourth window shows the father holding the glowing newborn up for a crowd to see. The fifth and final on this wall is larger than the rest. It shows the zenith in its entirety in the sky above. The father holds his newborn. A halo around the child matches the halo around the head of the man. Below the image is another date, 4016 AA, summer solstice.
Hey, that's my birthday. Zill is super embarrassed and blushing the entire time we walk down this hall.
Okay. Yeah, so there's that. Okay, cool. So now, as you guys are walking down the hallway, just small talk mostly. At some point, Melora will pull Jorak and they will trail behind a little bit. And she'll basically take him aside to talk with him and be like, I have been very impressed with your progress and everything that you have accomplished this far.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's been a long road.
It's still not over yet, but I have a gift for you.
Okay.
And she'll be like, will you pull out Iron Fang?
Sorry, you paused
right now.
You
I
paused.
hate you guys more than anything right now. So I just pulls out.
If I had water in my mouth, I would have done the spit take. I'm done.
Yeah, I get my weapon out.
Okay.
The hammer.
You whip it out.
The hammer's my penis.
She'll reach out and place her hand on it. A glowing green radiant light, and you watch as it begins to swell in size. growing.
Now you're doing it on purpose.
And it turns from a single-handed pickaxe into a two-handed pickaxe.
2 hands. Oh my.
It's very large now.
It always was. Let's just be very clear about something, guys. It was always very large. It's just now even larger.
Yep. After it was caressed by a god.
Yes.
Okay. And then basically you'll just have a... If you have anything you want to talk to her about, this is the time.
I'm joking. Shut the fuck up.
Careful,
I
don't
think
let her
I'd
touch you.
just ask her about like the use of this. Like, I get out the key. I say, does anything change about how this is supposed to be used?
Now it is just the key. There is no longer a final sunset, final dawn. When you return with the other 2 keys, you will hand it over like originally intended, and it will be used in the same manner, but no longer with Palor's dying energy.
It sort of puts Jorak at ease because he's known for a while now about said prophecy.
Oh shit.
And let me see if there's anything else that I've written down.
Oh yeah, you did know about...
Yes, I did.
Yeah. You were really good and tight-lipped.
Yeah, man, I wasn't supposed to say a fucking thing. No, I think that was it. I think I was just like mostly curious about that. And then I just asked her, I'm like, do I still need to wear this? And I like pull my my amulet that is kind of pointless now.
The scrying amulet?
Yeah.
Well, I
Do we need
believe...
to wear these still?
I believe you dealt with Vivian and Ledox.
Yeah, we killed them.
You have no connection to Shalagangar. The only one I would be concerned about is possibly Damiel, but I don't know if he... I do not know his extent of his power.
Keep it on then. I'd like tuck it back under my armor, my non-existent shirt. And then I guess I just tell her thanks. I said, like, thank you. Like, this has been sort of an incredible journey, and I don't know if I would have gotten to be a part of any of this if it weren't for you.
Well, there's very many things that would not have happened if you were not part of it. And it probably would have not been better. It probably would have been worse. So, take ease in that, and remember that everything you've done is to heal the world.
Well, good. I mean, that puts me at ease. Oh, and one more thing. I'd like to... You've met all my friends here, but I'd like to formally introduce you to my friend Six here. And I like call out for Six.
Yes.
Six, this is... I'm sort of like baffled in saying it. I'm like, this is Melora. I know you had asked me questions about Melora in the past, and who better to answer the questions than herself?
I will reach out my hand for like a handshake.
She'll shift her staff to the other side and reach out and shake your hand.
How is Cricket?
Cricket is doing well. She is in the end stages of her treatment,
Life.
She's dying.
but she is doing well. Um, I'm sure that as soon as she is done, she will come find you. She has prayed for your safe journey every night since you guys parted.
Six just kind of like quietly like looks at her for a minute, not saying anything. Why did you never answer me?
Six, you needed something that I could not provide. So I did not answer because it would send you down a path that did not suit you. And you needed to learn for yourself who you were and what you wanted to do with your life. And me answering your prayers would have been telling you a path that you could follow. And you need to walk your own path, discover your own.
He just quietly is contemplating that. And
Maybe,
then
and then she'll then,
he just says, I agree.
and then
Thank
she
you.
says, yeah, okay. She'll say, after he says thank you, like, maybe in the future, once you have discovered your path and walked it for a while, maybe we can talk again. But I do keep an eye over you. And do what I can to aid you without guiding.
He'll just quietly nod. Like, okay.
Okay. Do you have anything else you wanted to ask her?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing for me either.
He had already come to that conclusion anyway, so she just confirmed it.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know about Cricket.
Yep. Nope. She's doing good.
Yep.
So, okay. Also during this walk, Willow will come up to you, Zill, and she'll kind of trail you away from Dion as Paylor walks over to Dion.
Oh gosh.
So,
Okay.
Willow will take your hand if you'll allow it.
Yes. She
Okay.
will allow it.
And basically she'll be like, I am incredibly sorry I had to deceive you before. It pained me more than anything to see you and not be able to tell you.
Zildons. I understand. I do. I accept your apology, but really, I know what it's like to act based on faith and trusting that things will turn out the way they're supposed to.
And things have turned out better than they possibly could have ever.
Yes. I don't know what to say. This is all. I had grown up and accepted that I would never know my parents. And it turns out she gestures around. I'm learning a lot more than I thought I would, at least.
She will give you a hug.
I will take the hug. Yep.
Okay. And she's crying.
Oh, yeah, no, totally, like, crying. Definitely.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The first real hug since you parted ways when you were a baby. And she's overwhelmed.
Zill's absolutely overwhelmed. Zill's still in that weird shock of, like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey. Dion. So while that is going on, Paler walks over.
You're muted.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, welcome back to your full self.
Hey.
I just wanted to say,
you.
I just wanted to say thank you for protecting Zill and being there when I couldn't.
Yes, my pleasure.
He'll smile and clap you on the back. He'll be like, I know and I approve. You are okay.
Sorry, just a good reaction for it.
You posted that in the wrong reactions too, but that's okay.
No, I didn't.
You posted that in the one-shot reactions.
No, that was way earlier.
Oh, was that way earlier? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He'll be like...
Anyway, no, Dion's like a little relieved, but he's still like super embarrassed and awkward.
Yep.
Kicks his own foot when he takes a step forward on accident. Like he's just he's never this nervous.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But he'll be like, if you will allow me, I have a gift for you.
Yeah.
May I see Dawnbringer for a minute?
Of course.
Sit out.
She's. What'd you say?
I said you whip it out.
No, she's already out. I pull her off of her dangly bit.
Dude, I just tied in a whip and a dick joke into one. You cannot deny me right now.
It was excellent
I'm
joke.
just trying to. Yep. And I hand him Dawnbringer.
Okay. He'll be like, he'll take her and be like, you'll see he has a mental conversation with her. Like, you think real quick. And then, like, it's good to see you again kind of thing. And then you'll see him glow a radiant energy. And he'll be like, I have increased Dawn's power. I hope, as well as she does, that you don't ever drop her again. But
Yeah.
He'll hand you Dawnbringer back and be like,
That was a low moment.
It was a low moment, but the darkness that you descended into helped Zill. And together you guys climbed out of the darkness.
He just nods silently.
So for player knowledge, Dawnbringer is now a Holy Avenger.
Just a flat change.
Just add the Holy Avenger effect to Dawnbringer. So I think
Okay.
it deals an extra 2d8, I think.
Oh, gods, I'm gonna be broken.
You're
Okay.
You're a smiter.
Yeah.
You're all broken. You're all so broken.
I mean, I'm just a demigod. I don't know what you're talking about.
Only for 3 more levels.
Whoa.
You only know you're a demigod for 3 more levels. Okay. And then, is there anything you want to talk to Paylor about?
Zill is done for the day. Zill's mentally done.
You're still muted, by the way. Oh. While I can freely talk to you, do you? I know I have my tasks to to finish. But I need to look in on a family member afterwards. Would you happen to know the location? Well, I'm sure you do. Would you be willing to... Sorry, I'm not usually this inept at speaking. Could you show me where my niece is?
He'll contemplate for a second and be like, I think that is a reasonable request. And he'll hold out his hand and be like, will you take my hand for a second?
Yeah. Yes.
As your hand places in his, you all of a sudden flash. Your vision propels
I do not
you.
flash, Paylor. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Your vision changes, and you see yourself descending from above, from high up in the air, down towards Vonselrun. You see the Haven Empire to the west, or east, to the east. As you actually descend towards Veilforge. And
there's a giant red dragon. Sorry, ignore me.
No. But you actually descend and you see them walking through the streets of Veilforge. You see a figure with a pendant with the Xenos crest on it. And there is a tiefling with a cane walking next to her, holding each other's hands as they stroll down the street. But they're in Veilforge right now.
How old is she? How old are they? Do they appear? Just to try to figure out what our timeline relation here is.
I think it's the timelines actually match up. I think you guys, this game is currently like
Yeah, like
3 or 4 months
sh-
ahead.
she's not too much younger than Dion, I don't think. Honestly, she's probably about Zill's age.
I
Yeah,
think
I think she was 18.
I think
I
she
can pull her
is.
character sheet up.
Let me.
In case y'all were wondering, this is a reference to another campaign we have where I'm playing Dion's niece.
And Dion discovered that he had a niece in his last visit to the Celestial Plane and one-on-one conversation with, well, actually, technically his sister,
Let me look
Arani.
here.
who is not here at the moment, sadly.
She is a year younger than Zill.
18. Yep. 18 on my screen.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, she's for some reason I did not expect her to be that an adult, essentially. But that makes sense, I suppose. I hadn't really thought of it. Thank you.
And then your vision will flash back. You guys stayed in the hallway. He just took you on a basically stride.
That takes some getting used to. Thank you. But really, you're fully good with everything. Dion says to Paylor,
between you're asking as in like between the
between myself and Zill.
He's like, I don't pry into the details, but you make her happy, and I know that you are a just and noble warrior. And should you hurt her,
Dion blushes immensely.
if she doesn't smite you, I will.
If you hurt her, she'll kill you. Or I will. One of the two.
Yep. Gotcha.
And he'll kind of
This is a really nice stained glass window.
Yep. He'll give you that like sidearm bear hug as he says it, and like kind of like pull you in, and you'd be like,
Dion just goes
Pop.
just pops out of existence. And the Paylor's like, shit, I did it again.
No.
But he's like, as long as you guys are happy, that is all that matters. And he'll glance over at Willow, just like me and Willow.
As soon as he looks away, Dion just wipes his forehead with a cloth and then puts it away real quick.
You guys can't see it, but he's actually doing, like, miming this. It's so cute.
I act out everything, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even, I don't even really think about the fact that I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yay.
But he'll be like, your relationship with my daughter is your relationship. Just treat her well.
And that's the plan.
Okay. And then he'll give you a pat and be like, I think they both need a little comfort as the two are sobbing like 10 feet away.
Yep, we're still hugging, still crying.
Oh.
And Zill can't use prestidigitation to make herself look better. She's very frustrated with this, because that's what she does. She almost does it, and then she doesn't.
Okay.
So really, even the slightest, Dion sees her go to do it and then fail, and then Dion says to Paylor, so really, even the slightest of spells can tear the veil?
The veil is already torn. Currently, only arcane magic is being affected. But
I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say.
But there, as time goes on, there's more likely chance that magic will go awry, and chaos will take hold. I believe according to said former prophecies, that after the solstice, even divine magic is going to start be affected.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
That is why the solstice is not only when I am at my peak strength, but our best chance of repairing this.
I didn't realize. I really, really don't mean any offense by this. Just to say that I did not realize you were seasonal.
The solstice is the holiday that the world worships me. And as you know, gods are more powerful during worship. So...
Did Dion actually know that?
Yeah,
I mean,
Dion would know
Okay.
that. Yeah, you're a worshiper of Palor. You know that
That's a fair point, I suppose.
people who don't normally worship me celebrate me on the solstice. So my power grows.
Christmas Christians.
Am I doing?
Because many believe in me, they just don't necessarily worship me. But
I'm
on the
sorry, I'm not a better evangelist.
You do just fine.
You're helping save the world. You'll be fine.
You're my chosen champion. That is why I led you to Zill in the first place.
Dad totally set us
Wait,
up.
did you set us up?
I did not necessarily realize that you guys were going to form that kind of relationship, but I did bring you guys together to save the world.
Okay.
I like you and I have the same exact thought.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Is Six whole? Does he need to be? And he'll say this in a lower voice, to where only Six can hear.
Well played.
No, he'll say it as quietly as he can to Paylor. In fact, he'll actually just think to Paylor, and he'll see if that works.
Okay.
First. Is Six whole? Can he be? Does he need? I feel like he's still a little broken inside, and I would like to help him.
The best way you can help him is the way you have. Continue to be there, support him, and just encourage him to learn who he is. He had 10 years of life 4,000 years ago where he was a slave and he only did what he was told. He had no personality, he had no free will, and after
I can only imagine what that's like.
After Cricket discovered him, and resurrected him, and he had no memories, he had to discover himself. And he chose to relive those dark memories to save the world. He now has to come to terms with that. What he's done in the past, what he did, and discover who he is. Maybe after all this is over, a journey to Forge would do him good. Meet others of his kind. Learn from them.
You said Forge?
Yes, that's the city that is completely Warforged.
Not to be confused with Valeforge.
Yes. It's named Forge because it's literally the city of Warforged.
Gotcha.
There are some dwarves that live within the city because the dwarves took them in after they rebelled, but only Warforged live in the city besides a select number of dwarves. There is visitors who come basically with visas that stay for a while, but they don't live there permanently. You would probably know a bit information about that because Forge is actually a really prominent and important place in Eidenville because
Okay.
they are master artisans because Warforged don't have to sleep. They can just perfect their art. And they themselves are a piece of that art. They know how to create more of themselves. Knowledge that has been lost to everyone but them because they killed everyone that knew. Except for maybe one.
Dun dun dun.
So a lost Warforge who returning to his flock. I don't know if that is something he's interested in. I do know that he has a fondness for Cricket, his companion that discovered him. And maybe it's an idea you could suggest once all this is over. And maybe him and Cricket could go on a journey. But it's for him to choose. He needs to discover his own path. That is all he needs. He pretty much single-handedly ended a war that's been going for 4,000 years. Because of...
broke a prophecy.
And he broke a prophecy. That he... Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean to badger you. Last question, I think. Are Leona and Leonidas... Do they torture people? Because I'm pretty sure that they do. Like, for fun, not like for emperor and country.
They do, but that is also why I don't grant them any powers. They cling to my idol, but I do not support them. If they called out to me in a prayer, I would refuse them. They are not worthy of my grace.
I always suspected. I will need to prove that at some point then, and have them held accountable. Thank you for letting me know.
You will still need proof, but yes, it is.
You're crying in like 20 feet away.
I'm muted.
Okay, sorry.
I actually, a lot of your family has fallen from my graces, but
not Zoe though, right? She's
you saw her in Valeforge. She wields my divine power.
Okay, good.
Niklos and Alistair as well. Alistair is not a paladin or a cleric, but he is good still. He
Wait, Alistair.
Alistair is the one who discovered Dagmar, the cultist.
Which one's the one that died? That Mom killed.
Tellus. I believe. Yes, Tellus.
Well, that's why I'm not seeing it there, because it's not on the
Yeah.
list of people, because he's dead.
No. Alistair.
Got it.
Alistair, Niklos, and Iskandar.
Hold on. I'm gonna need to group notes this real quick. Because this is
You're
actually
the one who decided to
this
have
is-
13 siblings.
Oh no, I know. I'm good with it. So Leonidas confirmed. Psychopaths. Okay. Zoe, which ones did you say were good in his book?
I'll go from oldest to youngest. Iskandar
Okay.
is okay.
Oh, surprising.
Your mom has fallen from his grace.
That makes sense.
Heracles is not in his graces.
That makes sense.
Obviously, Aurania is, because she's in his realm.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna take notes on that one.
Leonidas and Leona are not.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. You wouldn't know about Tellus.
Right.
You wouldn't know about.
I didn't ask either.
You wouldn't know about the triplets. Alistair is in good graces.
Excuse me, sorry. Forgot to mute before I burped.
Didn't hear it till he said it.
Damn.
Pellus and Argos are not in his good graces.
Does he specify any of the reasons why they're not?
He does not. Niklos is. You obviously are. You're dating his daughter.
And he's good with it.
And he's good
For
with
now.
it.
And Zoe's good.
And Zoe is.
Okay.
Yep.
I like Six's note. Prophecies are irrelevant to me.
They forgot about the sixth clause in the prophecies.
Yep.
The Vorpal fine print.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And that probably takes a while.
Yeah. So your guys' conversation.
Yeah.
So okay.
Meaning
Zil does
Six
not
and-
cry that whole time.
Six and Jorak are free to have their own important conversations too. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
If you guys have any more conversations, does anybody else want to talk to the gods that are before you part ways?
Kind of a big moment. I think Smokey has a lot to say.
I think I've fallen back with 6. I'm like, are all these like graphic sex stained glass windows necessary?
There's no
Aw.
sex stained glass windows.
No,
Long hallway.
Those are the big black windows that you can't see through.
Those are in the bedroom.
God damn it.
In
In
a
mom's,
long hallway, and there's just graphic sex in some of these stained glass windows.
it's in mom's nightstand.
Oh.
Oh,
Zill's gonna have small talk and just like probably showing mom all of the sketches in her journal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
She'll be super excited to
my dog's ears just perked up.
experience it.
Woof.
Yep. Oh, do they hear the dogs barking here?
Yes, he does. He's looking at me and just like tilting his head.
I don't know what happened. Someone slammed the door and the dogs went nuts. But okay. So yeah. So you're showing off all the pictures and everything.
Yep.
Your mom would be like, "Oh, I've seen that one when I was scrying on you once."
Zill's like blushes. It's like, oh, huh.
I was like, I had to. I couldn't not watch you from afar.
Huh. Well, I
When
actually...
do you do your scrying, Mom? Hopefully not after dark. Wink, wink. Oh my god.
Wink, wink. Oh my god. Oh, I was actually... Zill will pull out her holy symbol. Father Blackbriar said that this used to belong to you. Is that...
She'll hold out her hand and like put it in her hand. And she'll be like,
Mm-hmm. This is the first time Zill has ever taken it off in her entire life.
she'll be like, "This was once mine. It was a gift from your father."
Zill makes the "aw, that's sweet" face, and then realizes the implications and goes kind of error 404 again.
But I gifted it to you, and it is now yours. Because I now have this, and she holds up her hand, and there is a ring with the symbol of Paylor on it.
Aww. That is actually really sweet. This is all very surreal. Zill says, putting her necklace back on.
She'll be like, talk to me about it. I thought I was going to have to watch my husband die in 2 months.
You know, he and I had a conversation about that once. Once I found out that was Dagmar's plan, and I told him that I wasn't going to allow that to happen, and he said Zill trails off and just starts just like chuckling.
You held yourself to that promise because of your friends.
Well, Six did, I suppose.
Well, you 6 just set the heads rolling, let's say.
Oh, goodness. Oh, I am exhausted. Are we staying here tonight?
We will provide space for you guys to stay. I would love to spend more time and small talk or just talk. I've missed 20 years of it that I wish I could have had.
Zill nods and smiles. And then we can cut the RP there, and they just have lots of small talk all
Yes, they just
time.
catch up on life.
Man, Zill's life just got turned upside down. Everyone's lives just got turned upside down. This fucking prophecy is broken.
Yeah.
So I'd like to take a minute while you're sitting right there to tell you all about how she became a demigod.
When a
Pretty
mommy
sure her
and a
mom
god
knows.
love each other very, very much.
Pretty sure she was involved somehow.
At some point, Willow will come up to Jorak and be like, "Sorry for teasing you. It was just so adorable when you got nervous and before, and I just kind of had to rub it in a little."
It's fine.
And she'll give you a hug and say, "Thank you for protecting my daughter."
You're welcome.
She'll give you a kiss on the cheek.
I had half a mind to like slap her in the ass as she like walked away back to talk to Zill, but I couldn't just.
But
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
yeah, no, she'll give you a kiss on the cheek.
And that's the story about how I broke Pelor's wife's ass.
You
Crazy
snapped her like
gunpowder.
you snapped her like a twig.
Shattered her spine and paralyzed her.
Damn.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Literally.
Shatter her sacrum. Destroy her from the. Oh
So how
Okay.
did the war against Pelor start against all mortals? Oh, what did I tell you?
Oh lol.
Okay. So you guys spend the rest of the evening, I guess. Technically, noon.
rest of the
Noon.
after
The
during noon.
The eternal noon.
Zil feels really, really, really weird because it's supposed to be a full moon.
That's the drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a full noon.
Yeah.
Wait.
At some point, Zil would ask if there's a forest nearby because she wants to go running, and she hasn't been able to let loose for a while.
Yeah. He'll actually be like through the through that grove where we first talked. Beyond that, actually leads to what is the plane called? Oh, my books are so far away now. I rearranged my room.
Oh no!
The one where the it's the Wild Hunt
yeah.
plane.
Feywild?
Not the Feywild. It's. Let me go grab my book real quick. I'll be right back.
Outworld.
Beastlands? Isgard? Outer Plane? Wild Hunt?
Lol. That's not even a place.
I am back. Let me find.
A terrifying thing.
Let me find the page.
You said the one with the, and my brain was like waggly tail. I'm guessing you don't get a lot of werewolves up here, do you?
Not necessarily. Not okay. Not.
I don't know who. I don't know what celestial being is next to him, but he'll say that to them.
Lol. Zil,
I believe it's called the Beastlands, actually.
I did say Beastlands.
He was already
you?
like.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were AFK, but
Yeah. I think.
Beastlands.
Yeah, the Beastlands. It will eventually reach the Beastlands, but it's the space between is actually a lush forest.
Is it safe? I mean,
As
I
long
can
as
handle
you,
myself, but
as long as you don't venture too far, you should be fine. You're still technically in this plane as long as you don't cross the river.
Zil nods.
It just begins to merge.
I gotcha. Okay, yeah, Zilla's gonna go for a very long run and get out a lot of, like, months worth of pent-up werewolf energy.
As you begin to move through the forest away from Pelor's keep, the sun begins to fade and night is upon you, and the moon begins to appear in the sky.
And is it full moon?
It is a full moon.
Great. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yay, Zil gets to go wolf without feeling super self-conscious about being around a bunch of werewolf hunters. Yay!
Yep.
Because when you were like, oh, it's a full moon tonight, also you're going to go hang out with the entire Xenos family, I'm like, oh, good. Though, to be completely honest, if they had a problem with me being a werewolf, I would turn and I'd be like, bitch, you don't get to talk.
yeah. So as you're running, you begin to notice that the threads in the weave have definitely begun to accelerate. There is more of them.
Okay, good to know.
It's been about a week since you first spotted the first one.
Okay.
I believe. Has it?
Approximately.
Yeah, approximately.
It was the first day of our life. Yeah, it was a week.
So,
Oh, dear Bruno. What is that?
that's
I
from
love
Kimmy
this.
Schmidt, right?
I was gonna say I think that's an incredible Kimmy Schmidt.
I never watched it, but that's a hilarious.
It's beautiful.
Fuck. But I love it.
That character is pretty
Any-
great. I've only watched a couple episodes. Okay. Yeah. So you guys end up having a restful night. I'm going to just delete all the tokens here. And
I'm gonna make a
Or
long
we-
rest.
Before we call it a night, I had one more question that I thought of.
Well, good.
Before, like as Melora is like walking away,
before she leaves.
yeah, I think I like pull her, or I sort of like go up to her and like sort of aside from the group. So Melora, I've got one more question. I'm not sure if you're the person to answer this. If there's somebody else that can give me some more information here, but my father told me my mother died in battle when I was young, and I'm not sure exactly where we are right now.
Well, you are in the upper plains.
I guess. Do you know anything about my mother and how she died?
Um,
If I'm throwing you for a loop, just tell me.
I'm
This
trying
came out of nowhere.
I'm trying to remember. Did you ever know your mother?
It says here in my notes that she died in battle when I was 4 years old.
Okay, so let me see here. Okay. She'll pause and be like, "Are you sure you wish to know the fate of your mother?"
Dad never talked about it much, and it's something I've always been curious about. So, yes.
Okay. Well, as you probably know from your father, your mother was an orc.
I don't actually say that.
Her tribe decided to venture into Haven from the Veilspire Mountains. And they set up a camp just south of Necropolis. And that's where your father came across your mother and everything. At some point, I believe Inquisitors actually discovered the orcs' encampment and slaughtered them.
Oh shit.
I think it's pronounced slafter.
You are. Shut up.
Sorry.
Damn it, dude.
You're gonna make me laugh.
Yeah, I think I stay silent for a couple of beats.
She'll then continue. It was not unwarranted, but your mother's tribe was raiding travelers and causing problems, and to the point that the Inquisitors were called to get involved. So if that helps set your mind at ease, but I understand. It's a lot to take in.
Thank you for letting me know.
I wish there was a happier story to tell.
So, and then I just turn and leave.
Before you go, she'll like kind of like hook around you with her wing to stop you as you turn to walk away. She is at peace.
Makes one of us. And then I leave.
Okay. 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 Is that everything everyone want to talk about? Nothing else?
Yeah, that's it for me.
I'm done.
Good.
This has been a session of a lot of awkwardness
I mean,
in
awkwardness.
various ways.
We're naming this dinner with the parents, or meeting the
Meeting the parents.
parent.
Meet-
No,
Meet the Forkins. Wait.
family dinner.
Meet
Yeah.
the parents.
Awkward family dinner.
I need to
That's
actually
what it
go
is.
back and like actually watch the episodes and give them all names because
Wow.
right now they're just numbered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meet the Parents is a good name for the episode.
Yep. Meet the parents.
Or daddy issues.
So, you guys remember back when I used to call him Daddy P all the time? There was a reason for that.
I don't recall.
So you remember the night that Zil turned into a werewolf and Dion almost quit the campaign?
Mm-hmm.
That was the night he found out.
Oh, good.
And after that, he called him Daddy P like 3 different times. And
I called him Daddy P several times, and it was
Right.
until my memory changed, and then I stopped calling him that.
Yeah, he had Than use Modify Memory on him, or some variation thereof.
It was Modify Memory.
I never would have picked up on it. I honestly don't even remember you calling him that.
Wow.
It was very subtle.
Perfect.
So at some point, you'll be shown to bedrooms to sleep, and then in the morning, you'll be dropped off on the material plane east of your intended
So in the
destination.
morning, what you're saying is we'll be living in a material world.
Yep, Dion will be a material girl.
Still.
Lol.
What? Huh?
Thank you. That was perfect. That whole
Zorak
thing.
just got some good news.
That Dion's
Dan's gonna be
A
a girl.
material girl, yeah.
Yep, we'll get some more Dijon
material
acid
girls. More Dijon.
Dijon is
back on the
back
menu.
with a vengeance.
Yep.
Don't worry, I'll make a pun and it'll be off again.
That's fair.
Okay. Yeah. So, alright, you guys have probably there's something about this place that is just restful. Like, there's nothing you need to worry about besides that you're in Zill's dad's house.
Says that burning sensation. Oh,
This is so funny and so awkward, and I love it. All right. Yep. Can we go into phase 2 where the night is less awkward?
Yep. Okay.
I think that's the session. Isn't that what you said? Or were you just saying the end of this evening in game?
We can keep playing. I don't have to work tomorrow morning, so I'm
fine.
I'm
either
good.
way.
I'm free game to go until we are at a point where we are so exhausted we can't. I prepped a
Trying
bunch
to wear me out, man.
because I wasn't sure how fast we were going to get through this roleplay. And I'm glad that this roleplay has taken 3 hours.
Fucking awkward.
Dude, if you want extended roleplay, I mean, I'm usually the person to go to. Dion's not that great at it, but
I have been waiting for this moment since
for the longest time.
For the longest time.
Since July last year.
Yeah, you've been waiting a year for this drop.
I've been since is
Nope.
that when Dion found out?
No, that's
No.
when we discussed. That's when it was decided who her dad was.
Oh,
That was when
I've been waiting for this secret to be revealed since you told Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dion broke, and then you broke Dion in a different way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing. Anyway, yeah, I'm totally down to keep going.
To be fair, over the break I took a sleeping pill, so I've probably only got like half an hour left.
Okay.
Oh,
No worries.
I'm not tired yet, but it's looming.
Okay.
that might be a good place to call it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless
We can drop you guys on the material plane, and then that will be.
you have a cliffhanger
Yeah.
for us.
Lol, let's not do cliffhanger this time.
Cliffhangers are the best.
You're the best.
The irony of that statement is actually kind of great. If we wanted to get to something, there's a funny moment.
Oh, I don't want to rush it.
It would actually be probably really quick.
We're gonna come back and it's gonna be like right there. Okay.
It will be when you basically get to Dagmar's Citadel, and you guys are being dropped right close. So
Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna stop by Haven first, but that's okay.
no, you guys are getting dropped directly there, east of the entrance.
Zill
But we have a
would
very
have
limited
asked.
time to get the item, so
It's true. Zill would have asked Dad for a way. She got the plane shift spell, and she would want to make sure she has a way to get back, if she needs with her plane shift, i.e., she needs a focus for it.
Okay. Yeah, he would do it.
I mean,
Yeah. He wants his daughter to come visit.
your dad sometime.
Yeah, he wants his daughter to come visit. Yeah.
So she
Bring
would make
Dion,
sure.
it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
We'll have another family dinner.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So she would make sure she has that.
Okay. Yeah, so he'll materialize is it a tuning fork?
Yeah, it's a tuning fork that's tuned to the elemental plane or the whatever plane,
The celestial plane.
celestial plane.
I believe
Excellent.
it's Mount Celeste that you guys are in.
Yep.
the Dawnbringer thing. Did you make that or did I?
I did not
He
make it. I
think Dawnbringer is an actual item.
Fuck.
Dawnbringer's an actual
okay.
item, yeah.
So what you can do is you can go in and you can create a copy of it as a thing and just create a custom item
Yeah.
off of it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably the easiest way.
Okay, so we get dropped into the plane. Where are we? What does it look like? Who are you? What's my name?
Oh, yeah, get dropped back to the
Wow.
material plane. You guys are actually going to be in Sulfira.
I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not.
I don't actually have... Do I have the Sulfira map on here?
Well,
I do not. I'll add that before the next session. But,
Okay.
yeah, no, you guys are actually getting dropped. Let me close this. I'll drop your war map pin. Inquisition. You guys are actually getting dropped, like, right here.
right here.
Can y'all see it?
Wait. Yep.
So, 6, when you appear, you recognize that you're dropped at the edge of the forest that hides the entrance to Dagmar's fortress.
This is in the mountains.
Yes, you have to pass through the mountains to get to it.
Okay.
So it's about a 6-hour trip walking from where you are through the forest, and then a couple hours through a gap.
Okay.
Okay.
So a full day's basically not quite a full day, but like half a day's worth of total travel. You guys will be able to arrive, and like it's easy because 6 knows the way.
Okay.
He's actually probably came this exact way from the city that's located right here in the mountains. You guys
I
have
imagine the city looks a little different.
the one you're going to?
The one that I haven't seen in over 4,000 years.
Dagmar's place? Or is the city that you guys were coming from? You got dropped by.
Any of it.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in several thousand years. I would imagine there's
Yeah.
some changes.
It's a bit. The city's bigger. I think it's. Let me find the name. It's in World Maps.
Like, oh, that house is new. I wasn't there last time.
Yeah. Shannon, is the name of the city. If you guys can see it on the Sulfuran map. I'm gonna bring it over for the people on stream so they can see.
We're in like the world map.
Yes.
We'd have to look at it manually
In the Discord?
Discord.
Oh, that's not on here.
No, I don't. Unfortunately I don't have it on there right now. So I'll have to.
Used it before.
No, we
One
stopped.
shots,
We
general.
started using Roll20 after you guys were done with Sulfura.
Yep.
Yep.
Like right in the middle of your sea travel. But Shannon's the lowest left side of the map. You guys got dropped off right by the forest, and it's just a couple hours travel in. There is a crack.
Oh, okay. I see where it's at.
Yep. There's a crack in the mountainside that basically creates a ravine. And there's a pathway through it. As you get further in, you notice that it's actually been carved further in. But like the entrance of it just looks like a normal crack in the mountain.
Gotcha.
So it's very well hidden from just regular. 6, you would know that the location of Dagmar's fortress is actually a old mining town that was once housed about 100 dwarves that ran a mine and everything there. Those dwarves were not there when you were. But you've heard...
These are new dwarves?
No, you heard... No,
They
these
weren't
dwarves
there.
are not there. This was... You
They
know,
were there when I was there.
no, they were not. You heard stories about the dwarves that built the city.
Built this city on brook.
Um, you actually remember somebody asking Dagmar about what happened to the original denizens of the city. And you remember him basically saying, I cast them into the sea. And that's all he said about it.
And now he's been cast into the astral sea, so fuck it.
Yeah. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
But as you guys move through, I'll move you to a little map that just shows a map of the city. There's the ports are actually not there because it's a cliff face that overlooks that narrow stretch between the Veilspire Mountains and.
And it's gonna drive me crazy that it's upside down. It
I
is
know.
already. I am already crazy.
I know.
Done.
I'm sorry. We can put little circles over them if you really need to.
I like it. Looks like alien text.
The
Oh,
map
I
was
didn't
completely the
notice.
wrong direction, but it was like perfect. So I was like, I have to use this, and I had to just like flip it around.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's okay.
These are dwarvish letters or numbers.
Yeah.
I can read these
Yeah,
if they're
they're-
dwarvish.
They're dwarven, yes. Yeah,
Wow.
the construction of the city is actually dwarven, but as you guys begin to draw closer, you hear the sound of metal on stone, like a pick.
This is supposed to be his fortress area?
Yes. This is where you lived, Six.
You're muted.
6 would like motion for everyone to stop as soon as he heard it, which is probably like 2
Um,
miles before everyone else.
Um,
Do you hear that?
What?
No.
6, you know that there's a mine that Dagmar was actually having Warforged actually mined while you were alive.
But as far as I know, the only people who live or work here either work for him or
Or Warforged.
like with him.
Exactly.
Zill does not have her wings out right now.
So he would still be cautious regardless of who it is.
Okay. Yep. I just wanted to let you know that. So the opening to the mountains comes in about here by the upside down 3.
Mhm.
This is where you'll break out of the cliff face and onto this plateau cliff face that overlooks the ocean. To the north up here, there is actually a mine that you can all see. And there's actually a plethora of mine carts that are loaded with huge chunks of ore that are all lining the street down this way, with like a couple like 2-foot gaps between them, going all the way down this way to this building with a 1 on it, where you see the interior glowing a bright red.
Do we see any people?
You actually see Warforged shifting carts and moving carts out of the mine and just going about work. A couple of them look over and see you and just continue working.
Is it just me, or is this place extremely off-putting?
Do they look like my design, or did they look like the other Warforged?
They look like your design.
Six. is just kind of like staring, like not sure what to do.
So to make sure that I'm following.
You're
Somebody's
muted.
muted. Whoever's talking.
He's unmuting.
To make sure that I'm following here, because I'm actually kind of losing focus a little bit here. The these are all effectively in slave mode, right? Is what I'm gathering.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
6 will walk up to one and kind of. Is it just Warforged around, just doing their thing, or is anybody watching them?
You don't see anybody else. It's only Warforged. And with your perception, you're pretty sure it's just the Warforged.
I follow 6 pretty closely because I'm kind of
grab
like
one and like turn it towards him, like kind of like make it face him, and he's just like, stop,
He'll just be
and
like,
then let go to see what it does.
he'll turn back and start working.
I don't think that they have any free will. 6. Still says, putting her hand on his arm in a I'm trying to be comforting sort of way.
Yeah, as you're saying, he's like his fist of like he's balled up his hands into fists, and he's like, he made more. And I would imagine there's a
these
wooden
ones
post or something nearby that 6 could just punch.
there's walls, there's things.
Roll a natural 20. Well, JK.
This would be an unarmed. 26.
Okay. Yeah, no. You splinter wood.
Zill doesn't have anything to say because Zill 100% understands and agrees with the anger. Um, 6. Do you know where we're supposed to go next? Do you know how to get inside his fortress?
I would imagine I do.
Yes. Down here at the bottom, number upside down 11 is.
Which is incidentally also the number 11.
Yeah.
Well,
You know that this
sorry, I
place.
said that upside down.
This place was actually not built to be a fortress. It was built to be a town, a functioning mining town. And Dagmar didn't really change much. Like, he had an army of Warforged. He didn't need to like super fortify, and it's a hidden city. So, not much has changed that you can recall. There's more like erosion and like stuff over time, because it's been 4,000 years. But most of the stuff appears pretty similar. There's like a few things have changed. Like you notice some of the buildings have like there's like different things in the buildings when you like walk by and look inside. But there's Warforged all over the city working, smithing.
He'll try with multiples just to see like if the whole city is like that.
Yep, every single one.
By the time we get to like I don't say like down here, like he's probably checked a couple like dozen. He's just gonna full blown just beat the hell out of, I don't know, a fucking wall or something.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to roll attacks or anything.
You
Just break down a wall.
yeah, no.
Yeah, he's literally just gonna fucking punch a hole in a wall.
Yep. I'll let you do it. You're a monk. A very high level monk. Okay, So you bash a hole through a wall.
Mhm.
Okay. You continuing on?
6, we have a mission.
I know.
Trust me, I understand your anger, but there's nothing we can do to help them right now. Perhaps once everything is over, we can find a way, but for now,
Can we even help them at all? He's gone.
well,
I
You
would
were
not
helped.
suggest using my method.
hmm,
I'm lucky to be around.
well, we certainly can't help them now, but once everything is over, we may be able to research a way.
Yes, may have to speak to Qualish again.
Zell nods.
It's possible that we could get the residents of Forge to help.
The dwarves.
Zell
Or
The dwarves and the other warforged.
Yes, the other Warforged that set themselves free.
I don't know anything about that, right? Because that happened after.
You don't know that.
Like, I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, because you were born after the rebellion. Or yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me check my thing real quick. Yeah, the
Yeah, I think
rebellion.
you said
The
I
rebellion
was-
happened before the gate was actually breached by the Raven Queen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Shorak, are you still awake?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just checking.
You've been really quiet, so I was about to ask too.
Yep.
He's been moving his thing around.
Okay.
Gotcha. I didn't need to know that, but
How you know that 6? I don't want to know.
It's right there on the screen. For all to
Lol.
see.
Yeah, we weren't making an audio joke. Nope, not at all.
there you go. I covered up 2 of the numbers.
So
6 will continue to lead them.
'Kay.
To where I assume that we're going.
here, yep, exactly. You get to the stairs of what looks to be like a manor. And
We should keep an eye out for traps. Zell says.
Do I think
Did-
he would have used them?
Dagmar never set traps. He was so confident in his army of Warforged that he didn't bother. And he believed he couldn't die.
I mean,
Like, why would he need to... Like, assassin stabs him, cool. He gets up and kills the assassin.
And then has a full city of assassins to take out another
Right.
assassin, even if he doesn't get him.
Exactly. So,
6 would refer to his knowledge that he does not believe he would use any. As he never has in the past.
Zell nods, acknowledges, and still thinks they should be careful.
okay.
Well then.
Oh, you guys probably would have noticed. I took my Inquisition armband and I have tied it onto Smokey, the bear.
Aww. Love
You
it.
don't want to associate yourself with them anymore?
And I've just told him, like, if any messages like come through on it, to forward them to me. Just like
Lol.
let me know telepathically if something happens on it.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you guys would notice that or not, but I mean, I have no. I don't
mean,
feel bad telling you guys about it. 6 definitely would have
that
noticed.
you did it. Yeah, I see everything.
Spoopy, I made you a gift.
You made
You
me a
put
gift.
eggs all over the screen.
Hell, dude.
Aww. You covered the numbers for me so it doesn't bother me anymore. Thank you.
These weird
But now I hate it
off-white
significantly
egg
more.
things bother me.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Did we get any information on what this last key is supposed to be or look
I think
like?
that's what we're looking for is the
No.
information.
Yeah, you guys got to figure it out.
Okay.
Fine.
I mean,
I'll make it better. Is this better?
Oh god, it's orange and blue. I'm not sure that is
yeah.
better, but
Is that
okay.
a portal to the abyss?
Sure.
Put a blue
Oh,
one
God.
somewhere else.
Oh shit, I can't. I don't think I can select it.
Well,
Oh yes, I can. Okay.
Um,
Oh god, it's moving. Sucking Jorak in.
Well,
all right. So I guess we go into the house.
yeah.
so, do we want to call it right here?
I think that's
I
a good
think,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably not gonna fall asleep yet, but I'm definitely losing focus.
Okay, perfect.
I also am trying to figure out how to do the weapon that you gave me.
Dawnbender.
Yes.
Yeah, Holy Dawnbringer.
Yes.
So is both Dawnbringer and the Holy Avenger
Yes, in one.
completely, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Cool. The only thing I'm not certain about is how to make it. I'm gonna see if I can make it as a whip and see if it lets me do that,
Okay.
or if it's gonna freak it out and be like, "Ah, your damage is not correct."
It very well could do either of those things because Beyond is a little silly sometimes.
So is the 2d10 on top of the damage that Dawnbringer already had, or is it replace it? Because that's against fiends and undead specifically, versus the 1d8 against fiends and undead that Dawnbringer does.
It's additional.
Okay.
So 1d8 plus 2d10 towards fiends and undead.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I don't know, you're not a 17th level paladin, are you?
I'm never going to be a 17th level paladin.
Bummer. Okay.
I'm taking one more level in paladin, and that'll put me at 12.
Okay. Gotcha. I was gonna say that would be super cool, 30-foot radius.
I mean, I've only got a few levels left.
Yeah, that's true. I wasn't sure what your total like level breakdown was.
I have 4 in monk and 2 in bard right now,
Gotcha.
and I'm putting more in bard before we're done.
Cool.
Even though I can't use arcane magic.
Right? I feel really like there's so little that I can do. I have so much arcane magic.
You can use it. Like there's nothing stopping you.
Just wild magic
Other
surges.
than her character.
Like she would not use it except like she'll counterspell. She'd used counterspell because like she needed to, but
Yeah, what if Dion has counterspell via his paladin oath? Because I do. Is it? I think it says it counts. They all count as paladin spells. They have to. Any of my oath spells are paladin spells.
So
Because
then technically,
I mean,
yeah.
then technically every single one of his zills would be arcane. But
no, I mean, well,
because they're all sorcery spells.
Technically, yes. For Zill, I'm allowing the cleric
Since
spells because you're a
to not be
demigod.
arcane. Just,
Yeah.
You're a demigod.
Yeah, that's the thing.
semi-demi-meniga.
Anyway, yeah, are we still recording?
Yes, we are. I can turn it
Okay.
off.
I think we're done.
'Kay.
For the night.
Goodbye,
Good night,
Bob,
YouTube.
not Bob and Tom.
Good
And that
night.
other person that I'm not talking
We
to
will
right now.
see you next week.
Not Tom.